If you're planning to live or just even visiting Finland, you definitely want to know about some of our weird customs and habits that we Finns do. And today I'm going to introduce you 8 of them in this video. Let's go check them right now. Once again, my name is Aleksi and I make fantastic videos about Finnish culture, lifestyle and language, so if you want to know more about those, hit the subscribe button. And the weird custom number 1 is gambling in public. Did you know that there are around 18,500 gambling machines scattered over in Finland in public places such as restaurants, shopping centers, kiosks and gas stations, and even bars. So pretty much everywhere where you go, you will definitely see at least a few of these gambling machines. And this is actually very uncommon practice because not many other countries have these kind of public gambling machines, at least to my knowledge, and also the statistics say the same as well. So basically, if you're just 18-year-old, you have some money, you can play freely, just as much as you want. And you can even pay with your credit card nowadays if you don't have the cash. And unfortunately, because these gambling machines are so easily available, this has also raised the problem of gambling and problem play. For example, according to Aamulehti, 3.3% of Finnish people, which totals around 124,000 Finns, have a gambling problem. Explanation is simple because it's very easy to find those gamblings, start playing, and eventually you will lose your money because the house always wins. Another kind of problematic aspect of this thing is that all the money that is put to the gambling is actually used for common good. Yeah, there's an organization that kind of operates these machines and they basically put the money, they're not making profit, but they're putting it for common good such as sports, science, culture, and so on. So the problem is that if they lower the gaming, they actually lose the money for the common good, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword. What should you do there? And another thing is that this is kind of like a reverse Robin Hood action. So the people who have problems, which are maybe not doing so well in life, they usually tend to play these games and have problems. And because they lose the money, and then the money is used for like common good, like sports facilities and stuff. So they actually the poor give money for better doing people, kind of. But anyways, if you, as a foreigner, if you come here, you definitely see those gambling machines. You can give them a try. I think they're only in Finnish and Swedish. You can try them every once in a while, but just don't get hooked because it's very easy to lose your money there. Keep that in mind. Habit number 2, sleeping babies outdoors in the winter. So did you know that it's pretty common to have your kids and your babies sleep outdoors in the trolleys, even in the winter? With even as cold weather as -15°C. Yes, it's actually very common among Finnish parents. And according to Yle, this has been done since 100 years. And there's also a dissertation around this topic by Marjo Tourula. One of the results from the research was that kids take 3 times longer naps when they are sleeping outdoors. When the babies are kind of swallowed or wrapped up in the trolley, it's easier for them to sleep because they can't really move that much. Pretty interesting, right? And 95% in the families who were in part of the research did this habit of having their babies sleeping outdoors, even during the winter. And it is said that don't do this with babies who are just newborn, but as long as they are early as 2-week-old, you can start doing this outdoors. Pretty good stuff, right? And where did this habit come from? According to Yle, this was firstly recommended by Arvo Ylppö, who was said to be the father of the Finland's public child welfare system. Pretty good stuff, right? Back then, it was believed that the indoor air wasn't that good, and the outdoor air helped to prevent rickets, which is basically a disease caused by vitamin D deprivation. And actually what was also pretty cool, when I was doing the research for this video, I asked my mom if we did the same with my brother when we were kids, and guess what she said? Of course you did! And the temperature limit was -18°C, and we did that for 2 years. Can you believe that? So it's very common. And what's your intake here? So if you plan to raise your kids here in Finland, consider doing this because it's very common and it's very healthy for the baby because they sleep longer, which means you have for the naps, which means you have more time for yourself. Good stuff, try that. Habit number 3 is drinking milk. We Finns love milk. We drink it with breakfast, with lunch, with dinner, everything. And I wonder why it's so, but I think it's because we are taught to do that very early age. Because for example, when you go to school, every meal, lunch and stuff has always a glass of milk. Also, it's very cheap. 1 carton costs like maybe 80 cents. It's very healthy, it has a lot of calcium and protein, and it also tastes good. Pretty good stuff, right? But keep in mind the milk Finns drink is not like the cow milk directly from the cow, but it's like semi-skimmed milk. And according to Maito and Terveys, Finns consumed around 120 kilograms per person per year in 2017, so that's a crap load of milk. And in 2015, Finland was the #1 country for milk consumption per capita in the world. Did you know that? And again, what's your intake? You don't really have to drink it. I mean, we don't really force you to drink. But if you see Finns drinking it all the time, this is the reason. So it's good to know beforehand. But actually nowadays, when I finish the school and stuff, I don't really drink milk that much because, for example, all the buffet restaurants for lunches don't really offer milk included in the price. But for example, when I was in the basic education, high school, and even at the university, they offered you a free glass of milk included in the price. So definitely I used it, and every time when I go shopping, I have at least 1 carton of milk in my fridge, so I definitely drink at home as well. Habit number 4, using weak numbers. Did you know it's quite common to use weak numbers, for example, to agree on a meeting, especially in the business setting? Let me give you an example. Morjesta, sopiiko sulle viikolla 22 tapaaminen tuossa torstaina? And this seems to be a common, especially in the Nordic countries. You don't really see this, especially other than in business settings. So for example, if you want to agree with a meeting with your friend, or you're setting up a date with that sexy Finnish guy or girl, you don't definitely, we don't use weak numbers there. But in business settings, it's somehow more practical to you do that. I don't really know why. And also, we Finns we can't really remember the weak numbers on top of our head, but if we are looking at the calendars usually have the weak numbers, and for example, Google Calendar is also weak numbers. So that's where we usually refer to those. Does your country use weak numbers? Let me know in the comments below. Habit number 5, no alcohol after 9. So this is more like a system or more like a rule, but it's still quite interesting, so I wanted to share you with that on this one. So in Finland, you cannot buy alcohol from stores, supermarkets, after 9 p.m. And actually in Nordic countries, not only in Finland but in Sweden and Norway and Denmark as well, I think, buying and selling alcohol is very, very regulated, and there's a monopoly. So there is only one company who can sell stronger alcohols. What's kind of the funny thing, so if you are in a Alepa or S-Market, Core Market, any grocery store, and you want to buy like a 6-pack of beer for your friends pre-party or whatever, and you are like 5 minutes early there, or like a few minutes early at the cash point, but there's some people are like buying slowly and stuff. But the point is, when the clock hits 9 p.m. sharp, all the cash register, the cash systems in Finland, in supermarkets and R-kiosk and stuff, will shut down alcohol selling. So that's kind of funny. So even if you're early at the cash point, but if the salesperson doesn't, scan your booze or your alcohol products before 9, then you just simply cannot buy it, and that's a shame. You just have to leave them there. So keep that in mind. If you're going to that pre-party, get your drinks beforehand, in advance. Do that. But don't worry, you can still buy alcohol, for example, from restaurants and bars and stuff, but you can't really buy from these markets and so on. Habit number 6, Finns never have cash. Finland is a very credit card oriented country, and Finns rarely have cash. I never have cash on myself. I can't even remember that last time I withdrew cash from an ATM. I think this makes things much more convenient because we always have the credit card. You can just pay anywhere with card, and nowadays you can use the contactless payment. You don't even have to put your PIN number there, and we have these mobile apps where you can pay directly from the app and so on. So things are very, kind of convenient payment-wise in Finland, at least according to me, or at least in my opinion. That's what I want to say. Let me give you a good example how convenient the payment stuff is. For example, if you take a taxi with 4 of your friends, no one of you have cash on you, and when you are finishing the trip, you can actually split the bills into 4, and every one of you can pay with the card. So that's very smooth and very convenient, and it's very common practice because no one has cash. And nowadays, for example, if you are living in Helsinki, you need to buy the tickets to the public transport. There's even an own app where you can just buy the tickets right from the app, and very smooth, very convenient. You don't need those travel cards anymore because you can just use the app and boom, 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 buy the tickets from there. And if I try to think of the situations where you actually need cash, the only thing what I can think of right from top of my head is public toilets, because they usually need like a coins. But aside from that, I don't really know. I can't really come up with any situations, any practical situations where I need cash. And actually, one thing that I just remembered is that if you owe some money to your friend, you can even use apps like mobile pay, which is basically an app where you can send money from your phone, from you to your friend, through a mobile app. So you can easily pay your debts to your friends. So if your friend bought some stuff and you didn't have money on you, so for some reason, you can just use, for example, mobile pay to transfer money to them right from the spot without any bank stuff, or without having to log onto your bank account and sending the money there, because you can just use a mobile pay. You just need their phone number and that's it. So very, very convenient. Good stuff. Number 7, Nordic walking. Nordic walking, aka sauvakävely, is very unique sport here in Nordics and especially here in Finland. So basically, what is sauvakävely? It's basically walking with kind of these ski poles looking sticks. That's it. And according to suomenlatu.fi, in 1997 and 1998, the number of people doing Nordic walk from only a few to as much as 500,000 people. Can you believe that? So it was like a huge spike back in the days. So in that sense, it's very unique sport. In just 1 year, it became like so popular. And actually the enthusiasm isn't really as big as it used to be, but there are still as much as 1 million hobbyists and 500,000 active Nordic walkers. And that's actually what was pretty cool. I didn't actually even know this myself, but sauvakävely or Nordic walking was actually invented here in Finland. And there's a number of benefits for this. For example, in sauvakävely.fi, for example, it raises your pulse 13% higher than regular walking. It burns 400 kilocalories in an hour versus 280 kilocalories in regular walking. The sticks reduce the strains on your knees and other joints in your body. Arm and back muscles get stronger. Less neck and shoulder pain. So there's actually a number of benefits doing Nordic walking. And to be honest, I haven't really seen much Nordic walkers nowadays, but it's definitely still something that you should try. So if you are into walking, you enjoy doing walking, you can definitely pick up some Nordic poles or these Nordic sticks and do some Nordic walking to increase or make your walking exercises more efficient. Go ahead and try that. Next habit we have is ice swimming. And ice swimming is definitely something that everyone in the world should try. Everyone in the world should try, especially if you're coming to Finland. And according to suomenlatu.fi, this is a combination of extremeness and mindfulness. I like that. And in fact, there are tens of these hobby organizations for this sport and hundreds of swimming spots where you can do officially ice swimming. And there are as much as 100,000 Finnish people who do that actively. And there's a number of benefits. Again, let's check them out. So according to adrenalineescapes.com, you have more vitality, improved memory performance, reduces pain associated with fibromyalgia, rheumatism or asthma. Wow, that's a bit tough. Increases your defense system, gets your blood pumping, enhances your sex life. Did you know that, guys? Start doing that ice swimming. And it burns calories as well. So pretty kick-ass benefits for ice swimming. And the only kind of danger and kind of like a dangerous part of this sport is that if you stay too long in the water and end up in hypothermia. But if you're just getting started, just doing like quick dips, few like 5-10 second swims, that's definitely more than enough in the beginning. And of course you have usually sauna there to warm yourself up after the swim. And talking about sauna, it's actually very important to know the basics of Finnish sauna, and I've made a special video about that. Check it out here and make sure to subscribe for more fantastic videos in the future. I'll see you the next time. So moro.